Good morning, my friends, and greetings from Peschiera del Garda in Italy, on the western tip of region called Veneto. And just in case if you wonder why I'm here, this is part of my trip from Bosnia to Iceland. And if you want to know more about it, or even see brightest or most interesting parts of that, feel free to watch my previous video. I think it should be not the exact previous, but before that one. Anyway, see for the video about the trip from Bosnia, Banja Luka to Reykjavík in Iceland. But here in this video I decided to make a separate video about this town probably I should say, to show you that. Otherwise I'm already making videos which are quite long for today's people, to say the least. So let's not make it 3-hour videos. So if you are interested in seeing this town, come join me. Let's see now where the hostel is. Buenos Aires. I have reservation for one night. Good morning, my friends. Let's see what this day brings to us. It is actually quite nice hostel. You see, they have all these spaces. And these spaces. So my friends, let's see what's interesting in Peschiera del Garda. And by the way, just in case you wonder why I am here, why exactly this town, thank you, nice people. As you already know, that the main reason why I needed Italy, and namely Bergamo, I still have to relearn that word. I have used to saying it wrong. Bergamo and Venezia, why I need those two cities is that I wanted to take advantage of ridiculously cheap air tickets. Like €4 was the one, and something I forgot was the other one. Ridiculously cheap. So, in order to take advantage of those cheap air tickets, I had to stay one night in Italy, and I had to travel all over land from Bergamo to Venezia. And Italy is always pleasant to visit, so I didn't mind at all. That's the reason why I'm in Italy. On my way from Bosnia to Iceland. But why exactly this city, this town? There are basically two reasons. One thing, I checked all the places on the way from Bergamo to Venezia to see which places has the cheapest possible hostel. Because this part of Italy is not exactly cheap part. So the hostels, even the cheapest hostels, are more than €20 per night. And I found the cheapest one for 21 euros here. And the second reason is that I have never been here. It's the first time, so it's always nice to see. It's supposed to be a beautiful place at the shore of Lake Garda, as you see. And it's also conveniently roughly halfway, a little bit less than halfway. So I cut my railroad trip into 2 half days instead of one longer trip. Well, these distances are not so great, but still pleasantly. So that's how I ended up here. And while I still have a good bit of time until my train, let's explore and see what this place has to offer. I understand that it's a resort place, vacation place, where people come to have their vacation. There, on that side, I understand there are huge areas for caravan and camper parks and that kind of stuff. So you can come here and spend your vacation lounging on the shores of beautiful Lake Garda. Only pity is that you don't see in the morning mist. You kind of see there, not exactly, very little bit, almost nothing. What I mean is that northern end of the lake is in mountains, very beautiful one. If you saw my Lierna video about Lake, what was it, Como, yeah? I forgot suddenly. Lake Como. Then you kind of can imagine, well, this is probably not as beautiful, but still beautiful, very much. Also, friends, just in case you wonder, this guy said he has a budget of 10 euros per night for hotel or hostel. How can he stay for 21 euros per night? It's actually pretty simple and straightforward. If you want to know more, feel free to check my Liechtenstein video, where pretty much all the video I talk about how can you afford to stay in expensive countries which are 3 or 4 times more than your budget and still get it all in within your budget without any issue. It's really easily and possibly done. Why not? So if you're interested, check out that video. Looks like it really is through this gate, and then I'll be able to get out on the other side. Well, let's see. Uffici, that must be office. It's quite a pretty place. You have a pool there even. Basically all the vacationing stuff. What do you think, friends? Would you like to be in Italians' shoes to have a vacation here? Like most of the cars, but not all, are with Italian numbers. I see something extremely unpleasant and irritating. Really? I won't be able to get through here. And I will have to go all the way back? is properly no entrance. Yeah, these things don't show up on Google Maps, unfortunately. That's where I wanted to go, and then turn right. Okay. Nothing I can do about it. Let's just walk back. Yeah, that's why I was thinking about that gate when I entered it. It didn't feel good. And it really isn't good. It's a closed territory, I can't go through here. Okay, at least we saw the place. We got some rough impression. How would it be to spend a vacation Italian style on the shores of Lake Garda? And we'll continue on from there when we get back out. I like these pine trees. They like to make them very nice looking. It reminds me of Rome. Beautiful. Well, looks like this is the first crop of ducks in this year. Well done, Mummy. I like the name of the boat, Minchio. This reminds me of my old sailing days. This is what I was doing every week for 1 day and 1 night, no matter what season, what weather. I took 1 day and 1 night off from all the works every week and spend it on my yacht. Usually sailed somewhere out in Dublin Bay or even further, dropped an anchor and stayed overnight there and sailed back in the next morning. This is About page of my YouTube channel, and if you scroll down you will find the link to my Patreon, where I post more personal videos which are not meant for the general public in YouTube. This is where we came yesterday from the station. And let's go past the bridge. And here we see some fortifications already. There are 3 islands, as far as I understand, in the mouth of this river, which comes out of Lake Garda, and there are some old fortifications on these islands. What do you think? Shall we go and see? And this thing is called Porta Verona, Verona Gate. And there is written with these topiary, is it called topiary when it's like this as well? Città di Peschiera. Peschiera city, I guess. Porta Verona. That gate which is towards Verona side. There's another one on the opposite side as well. And yeah, imagine in the old days how big would be our chances of intruding that city and make a successful invasion in it. Quite slim, I would say. That's the only hole you can get in, pretty much. Well, this is something newer, I guess. Museo della Pesca. Pesca is fishing, is it? Fish or fishing, something of that sort. And Peschiera probably is also the name of this town. Is probably, what could it mean? Some fishery, fishing village, fishing, fish, I guess. Not sure though. but it's quite nice. And this must be the building of Presidium Command. Could that be some command of the military forces which were stationed here? Or whatever. And here we are going on the third of the 3 islands. This one. Look at that roof of that tower. Cool, from bricks. This is my Patreon page. Did you know that you can choose there any monthly subscription fee that you want? There are no limits. You can leave the $5 per month, or you can enter something more substantial if you want to support me more. Or you can also enter something so small that you will not even feel it in your monthly budget. But it will still make a big difference for me, especially if there will be many such patrons like you. You can use PayPal or card payments, whichever you prefer. The Patreon subscription payments will be made automatically each month, and you can change or cancel them at any time. And this one here is Ponte dei Voltoni. Ponte dei Voltoni. Who was Voltoni? Don't ask me. But the Ponte I do see. And yeah, by the way, that word, Latin root used in many Romanic languages. Many? Depends what you call many. It has the same root. That's the word from which comes such words as pontifex, for example, or pontifical. Pontifex would be bridge builder, and the Pope of the Catholic Church was, and I think still is, trying to advertise himself as a bridge builder between people and nations and who knows what else. And also pontoon is the word which we use, which comes from ponte. Pontoons we usually call any floating objects for supporting some weight, but it comes from bridge, floating bridge building technique, when you use pontoons for making a ponte over that river. Ugly Alpini. Could that be Alpine Eagle? Ugly. Could that be Eagle? It kind of sounds similar. And Alpini would be pretty obvious what it is. And now we are back to Porta Verona, the easternmost gate of this fortification. And now we can walk through this side instead of the other one. Okay, this is the old side. Yes, you can see it. For carriages and for pedestrians and for prisoners. Everybody is taken care of. Thought about. Now we are back on the mainland, and I think it's time to go towards the train station. We'll follow this route and then we'll go like that where the train station is. Yeah, yesterday when walking in the dark, I didn't even see all these fortifications. They're quite impressive, I would say. Try conquer that without an airplane. Yeah. Stazione to the right. That's where we want. This must be called Viale Stazione. Station road. Roadie? How do you translate that? So my friends, we're approaching train station. That's that building at the end of this road. And it's time to say goodbye. At least within this video. That was my trip through this town. That's what I saw, that's what I showed you. What do you think about it? Did you like this place? I find it quite likable, quite pleasant to be in. Nice. More of a vacation place with all the vacation vibes. Yeah friends, that's it for this video, and probably I'll see you whichever next adventure in some different place in different time. All the best, my dear friends. If you'd like to hear more from me and support me in my ways, you're more than welcome to become my patron. Find the link to my Patreon page just under the description of my YouTube channel's About page.